Today's the first day I'm giving a high-level overview of my indie card game, Your Class Rep. Hi, they call me Pi, and this video has been a long time coming. Literally, it's been like a whole year. Now, if you grew up like me, the original Pokemon games hit exactly at the right time. The art, the characters, the way Game Freak squeezed personality out of that little 4-tone Game Boy screen, it was magic. Artists like Ken Sugimori and his team built a visual language that's still instantly recognizable. So when I started drawing these little middle school kids for a video game, I wanted it to have similar constraints: the tiny canvas, limited monochrome color palette, and that was it. By the time I finished my first 8x8 sprite, I was hooked. One student became two became 14, and then all of a sudden I had a whole cast of middle school pixelated kids. It was like they belonged in some lost 1994 Game Boy cartridge no one had ever seen. Except in this game, instead of catching monsters, you're trying to survive 7th grade student government. Even though the sprites are small, I tried to bake as much personality into these as Game Freak did into the Pokemon trainers. And you've definitely seen kids like this in real life, right? The kid who raises their hand before the teacher asks a question, the athlete who treats practice like the Olympics, the kid who didn't want to run but their friends signed them up. I even have these teachers' pets, Pip and Nibs. They're also the class hamsters and the school's mascots, but I'll dive into that a little later, maybe another video. Making these characters feels like tapping into the same energy I had when drawing Pokemon in the margins of my homework. And seeing people react the same way when they first see my characters, it just feels awesome. So, what is Class Rep? At its core, it's a fast-paced head-to-head card game where you and another player try to win a middle school election. So each turn, you and your opponent will secretly pick a card. Then you'll flip them over at the same time. You'll compare influence and abilities. And after all the cards are played, you count up the votes of the winning cards, and whoever has the most will become your class rep. That's the game in a nutshell. It's supposed to be fast. Games typically take usually less than a minute, but I'll say between 1 and 2 minutes at the most. I designed the game to be ready out of the box. It's just one purchase, no packs, there's no gotcha elements. You know exactly what you're getting right out of the box. It's very easy to learn. You can teach it to anyone really without losing their attention. Kids and adults both get it. Kids have fun. Parents get that little sense of nostalgia, and nobody has to commit hours and hours to play. I even made a game manual, like the good old days. Remember when every game came with one of those? Some of you might not. These ideas are really, really important to me, especially the goal of creating a gateway for adults to share gaming history with their families. And I hope this game does that. And that's why the game matters to me. Your Class Rep matters because I made it for families like mine, for kids and parents, for siblings, for couples, for anyone who wants an excuse to sit down and play something face to face without it feeling like a chore or like homework. It's a fun, fast game that I think is hard to put down. And it fits right into exactly what I want the LessThanPi brand to be. A creative, approachable. I want it to be nostalgic for adults, exciting for kids, something families can play together. So that's the bulk of it. There's a lot more I want to share, but I think I need to save those for other videos. behind the scene devlogs, character bios, a really deep dive into the rules, maybe some of the additional card sets. I call those classrooms, and most importantly, the actual release. So if you'd like to see more Your Class Rep content or any other projects we have in the works, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on new content. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, God bless. Be safe. See you next time.